No, some girls would cry more than others, but why would they cry? But when she would get worked up, she'd get really like a lot of blood in her face, and she'd get these big fucking like that little. What's that Antonio Banderas cap? Like this. You'd see her eyes pushing me really, really big and watery, and it was like there were just spots that started spewing out here. Like, she basically gave money. She wanted from it. Good. Is that all you're done? How come I'm trying to chill? I'm not worried about it. Cheating is. Oh, okay. Remember when robots couldn't figure out what cheating is? We'll laugh at that one day. Yeah, sure, we'll laugh at that one day. Like, oh, like a robot couldn't figure out what a fucking stair was. We're over here like, oh, is that a dump truck? Oh, cool. Add a mobile number. It's like, no, I don't want to do my taxes right now. What's up? Am I in? Is she universal? Waiting for that. Okay, Yosh. Now what? Oh, there's no. Okay, you're gonna uninstall it? Yeah, because it sucks. Mark Zuckerberg sucks. Priscilla Chan sucks. Everyone sucks. Really? Have you ever hated something a lot? Yeah. It's not as Mark Zuckerberg. Really? I really don't. It's more like I hate everything like him equally, and he's included in that. You ever should be like, you ever see that Asian guy? I say he's Asian because he's Asian. There's no doubt about this one. Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese. Look at these. I don't know if he's more the Chinese, the Japanese. What is he? What do you think that guy is? I think he's Korean. Really? Yeah. But I don't know. I'd be like, hey, dude, look at this fucking crazy ass text. Do you see the circles? He'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, is that Korean? He'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, do you speak that? He'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, then this guy knows Korean. Really? Yeah. Korean's the one with the circle. Japanese kind of has like left slash. Sometimes the Chinese doesn't. Chinese really? Chinese looks like I tried to write with my toes. It's like I got a permanent marker with my feet, and you were like, okay, write the word giraffe. And I was like, G I R. Do that. Oh, you guys should be like, you spell giraffe with A? Nice, man. Why? You should be like, oh man, I thought I had that Chinese, that little Japanese, like, what is that character? That Japanese, really? I just know if it has that, it's why. I sometimes see that in video games. Like, here's how I learned all the languages. That I'd see in video games, and I never saw it in anything else because we never had like a Japanese car or anything like that. So I would see that in video games. I would see that Korean circle on signs, people's Korean businesses, and I couldn't believe people had Chinese, Asian writing here. It was like, what in the fuck is going on out here? Anyway, it's like, how did you think we get people in our fucking business? It's like, oh my god, not everyone speaks English. Anyway, then what? I was like, oh, sign up. Do you have to confirm? Temporary. I think you can put that in. You should put an ass at ass.ass. Ass. Ass. You should know what's going on. Alright. Who is your favorite person on the football team? That's a good question. It's like it's a tie probably between my friend Gary and my friend Armando. Really? Yeah. Who'd you know better? Slightly knew Gary. Why? It's like these guys are always together, so it would be like, oh well, Gary walked in the door first before Armando. It's like when you have twins, and it's like, oh yeah, the twins are always like, oh yeah, I'm 5 minutes older or whatever. Like Gary was always 5 minutes older before Armando. Did you know him better? He came to my house for Thanksgiving, so we got to meet my parents and things. Though Armando, I think, at one time. Why? Well, I did my best to live. People would just be like, "So you're from here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "So you live far away?" I'm like, 5 minutes. And they're like, "So you go home like a couple times a week?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "You don't just go home to go home?" I'm like, "No." I do my best to stay the fuck out of there as much as I can. I stay on campus. And why? It would be like, at the end of the day, I want to be Jewish and they don't. And that's never gonna fucking work. They don't? Not to say they don't. They don't want to practice it in the same way. We'll say, put it that way. Okay, man. You should be like, okay, man. Well, I'm off the torrent. It's called Jews. You should be it's called Judaism. Jews for Judaism. Judge my accent. I'd be like, that's an Alpine accent. People in Alpine are gonna start talking like this. Cool. They're gonna just have this weird, like, northeastern New England, but not like Boston, like Coolidge, like Maine. They're gonna have Maine accents. It's like, yo, you are a fucking Japanese Californian, fucking city in California, to start speaking like people from New Hampshire. You'd be like, holy talkie. Are you done? Sandra, hey, today remember the tragedy that no one knew about Rabbi Rothschild. Are you the Rabbi Rothschild? Hey, like, Dog Yeshiva University? Dog Rabbi. All right, come on. Judge, join, registry, execution. Hot post. I got a hot take. I got a hot wife. I better not have a hot wife. Really? Yeah. Of anything, I would be like, I'm not getting married if that's what I have to do. Why? Then I don't want you. There are some guys who enjoy that lifestyle. When they're married, maybe it has to do with business relationship they have, or comfort, or it's their kink to watch somebody pound out their wife. And that's cool. I'll be that guy who pounds out your wife. But no way in fuck do I get off on watching someone be with someone who's dying. If anything, I'm going to strangle you to death. I don't know how that's a thing. I'm not wired that way. I'm very, very jealous. I'm very selfish. I want everything. So it's like, no, absolutely. I find out like I'm off the charts. Yeah. should be like, oh, torrents. News, make it news. Cop? Set the show off, that's cool. I'm like that in the future. Nonsense, not news. What is it? Art, media, sports, man. Football. I just need to say football. Not nonsense. None. Do I flare here? What is that? Dude, flare it, man. I like it. I like how you added your flare here. Really? Oh, it's very good. It's very good. Oh, you got a +1. Oh, man, you're firing on cylinder. Post on Reddit. Choose a community. Now that's what you want. Why? Ass. Surprised no one has had. Okay, now type in Jew. There should be like, it's called Jew. Jew dang. Results for Jew. Communities. Now, why can't I go join? Good. Anti-Semitism on Reddit. Jewish goddesses. Wait, I don't want to join some of these crazy ass ones. I mean, some of them won't care. Israel won't fucking care. How about Ask My Elise? When you were a kid, who was the prettiest girl on television? Kelly Klosky. Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Really? Yeah, I think I had my first. Perhaps I didn't like beat off the rest too young, but it was like, I don't know, 8 or 9. My first, it wasn't my first erection. Remember my first, like, ever sexual feeling? I remember it was, I was on a cot, and fucking, like, this cot that was made of, like, a military cot. Yeah, it was made of, seatbelt material. It was really, really hard, really, really tough to tear. You couldn't tear. It was like seatbelt. You had to like cut it. They always should make clothing out of whatever they make, like tags out of whatever they make tags. It's like so hard to rip a tag. That should be what it is. Anyway, it could work. You wouldn't have to wash it, but you could. You should be like, but you could. Anyway, you could hose me down, whatever. Hold me down. Hose me down. Really? Yeah. Are you done though? So there was this lady with blue eyeshadow. I don't know why. Did she have it then? She was one of my teachers. Really? Yeah. And what was that song? I already sang it once, but it's that Bangle song. That song was really popular then, and I just remember. Why did you have it? I remember that song was popular, and I think it might have been playing in the far distance. We were having nap time, and I didn't nap, and the teachers were always like, "This kid doesn't sleep. He just sits there and fucking tosses and turns." and so they were just like, you have to. So I had my little blanket on, and I remember I was just trying to nap, and that's what I thought about was whatever the fuck that song is going on. I remember that teacher, but it wasn't like it was like you got to start somewhere, and she wasn't in your fucking family. She was an adult woman. And then she's an attractive lady. I don't see a picture of her. No, my blue eyes. Denmark. Well, I guess it was funny. I don't remember it then. I saw a picture of her later on, and she had blue eyeshadow on. So that's how I describe her. So otherwise, I'd be like, it was this preschool teacher, and I wouldn't know how else to describe her. But she had blue eyeshadow on. People know when they see that picture, they go, she's wearing blue eyeshadow. She's probably anyway, Denmark. Well, then it's Kelly Kapowski. Who's that? She's Tiffany Amber, but she was like a little older. But Denmark, do you have a boner to her? Probably. I probably think that was probably the first time I had. Really? I should have not. It was really wrong. Really? Yeah. What was it? I used to. Oh my god, this is so fucking hilarious. So I used to hate John Stamos because he made her on my fucking show, and I thought she was just sleeping. And what was I? I was like 8. So my parents and I would go to Chicago. And I would pretend, in my pretend world, that I was married to Lori Loughlin. And I had this red phone, this like red touch tone phone that was like a toy. Like it wasn't a toy. It was a real phone that we had used that was no longer being used. It was a red phone, like the bat phone, or like they used to have it like the White House, like straight to fucking Moscow. And so I had this phone. So I would call her on the phone, and we just had a little fling. She was what? She was about 35 years old. No, probably 25, 30. She was definitely 30, and I was 8. Really? Yeah. She was the first person? No. Maybe though. I role played that. Really? Yeah. It's like, well, that's what I wanted my wife to do. Stupidly hot girl from San Francisco. Really? From San Francisco, and and I don't give a shit. Anyway, so who would you take right now? Tiffany Amber Thiessen or Lola? I should probably take Lola's daughter. I would have really did a girlfriend. That would have been a huge. That was a huge. That was like I've never known anyone to go to the university as a man and marry a woman from Tuscany. I've never known a woman from the university married. I've never known it. Of anyone I've known, I've never known that to happen. I've never known it to happen in Michigan. Really? People are really, really. You go to that university. It's a family, and it's like you just don't like. I see a house divided. Kitsch or whatever, like license plate holders all the time. I would see Michigan State, Purdue, Indiana, UCLA, UCLA, Tufts. I see the house divided one. I never see it with the university. Never. It's like you're all in with the university, or you're all out, and you marry that way as well. Really? Yeah. I've not known that many people to go there. Truthfully, why? I have a cousin who went there. I'm not the first person in my family to go there. So there was like, you would think there would have been all this hoopla in my family, but it was like that's already been done. To other people in my family, it's like it's already been done. But to my little section of family, the biggest fucking family. Really? Yeah. It was the thing that my parents did. Like basically, when they hit the pearly gates or whatever the fuck they think happens when you die, there's going to be one question. Did your kid go to the university and graduate? And it'll be yes, and that means the good parents go this way, and no, and that's what. And I know I'm not the only person like that. There are thousands of people like that. Hey, Kosher. Yeah, she just calls me Kosher. Hey, Kosher. Why you call me Kosher? Yo, she's like, oh, this lady just keeps calling you that. She's like, Kosher. Okay, easy. Calm down, man. Hey, Judy. Why don't shochtim use obsidian instead of steel? Kalafim surely would be better. Yosh is like, what the fuck does that mean? So shochatim, that means butchers. Use obsidian, it's a type of mineral, instead of steel. Kalafim surely would be better. Steel scalpel versus obsidian scalpel. And I think people are not doing so they probably should use obsidian. They should. It's a great point. This is a great point. Really? Yeah, I actually want to say that. Obsidian steel. Heavy knife at the tip will break at any time. Impossible to reliably produce break long enough. Obsidian is sharper than we can make it. It's taking the sharper past hair shaving, so no need to rip the chips and break it. Dude, I think you could just make obsidian stronger and make it sharper. Really? I don't want any animals to hurt at all. Ideally, there'd be some kind of like injection or gas you could put in an animal that it wouldn't have a soul, wouldn't know something got hurt, wouldn't know they were hurt or anything. Or maybe they had a soul, but they just always lived in a beautiful world and they never had any pain. And then we could still eat them if needed until we get to a day where we can like build it in a lab, and then we don't have to kill anyone. But I really hope for a day where no one dies and there are no deaths of animals and things. When it comes to this, if you've ever seen, so shout out to my friend Molly. So I've had a lot of friends with similar names. I don't know. You gotta watch this movie. It's called Food Inc. And I watched it. And basically, it just shows you all the parts of the farm that you don't see and how your food gets made. And no one ever watches it. But basically, like, how do you kill it? It's the same way chicken. How do you kill chicken or bird? There's a cone with a circle in the end that's empty. You take a bird upside down and you put it in this cone so that its head's sticking out. And then you cut the head off. It seems very, and then blood spurts out, and it seems very, very violent and gruesome, gory. It's for almost all of civilization, it's been the most painless way to kill something, is to just behead it as quickly as possible. I want something even better than that. That doesn't necessarily get chemicals in our body or something, but so that thing feels no pain. And then to get from that we don't need to do that anymore. But he would even say, even cutting the thing off with a knife still causes it hurt. And it still hurts to put the fucking thing in there. There's all kinds of stress hormones that come out of an animal when it's about to die that then go into your food. It's not a good thing. Alright, cool. You should be like, I'm off the torrents. Really? Yeah, we were talking about obsidian. He's like, I shouldn't ask a fucking question about sugar. That's not a sugar. That's a match. Okay. Whatever. Sugar. Right. How do I fucking just post? Oh, like posting in the paint? I'll post in the paint. I'm not paint. You know what I like to do? Is take my dick and just kind of almost put it all up, just the tip basically, into a girl's vagina, and then like kind of play around with it, stick it out, stick it back in, stick it out, stick it back in, stick it out, and then go over it. Really? I'm not saying that's how I do it, but guys, I'm just telling you this: do not. You'll hurt girls if you're just like, especially guys the first time, like, oh, I take my dick and I just stick it in. No, you'll hurt them. There's hymen that would have to break first and all this, and there could be blood. It's fine. And girls, you can have hymen regrowth, so if you didn't have sex the way you wanted the first time, you want to be a virgin again, you can always be a virgin. You can always have hymen. Really? If you wanted, you could have stem cell regrowth. Okay, anyway, just that part of the body, yeah. Hopefully. I know that for a fact, though. Medically, we'll work towards that as a civilization. But anyway, what? It's got to be slow. So generally, it's like this. Like, she's like, got it there, and then it's like really, really slow. It's not like even shoving. No. And then what? It's like, her body will have natural lubrication that occurs that will allow you. And then if you have to break the hymen, then it might be painful. But let's just say there's not. Then you'll get to like here, and then you'll pull out. It'll be a little bit more lubricated, and then going a little further, and then it basically that's how it works. Yeah. It's not like, did you think it was? No, I never thought it would be like that, but I'm sure some people think it's not like that. Same with the fish, same kind of thing. All right, easy girl. Yoshi.